No dicks today.
No dicks. It's a very feminist.
Pretty.
It's kind of not that clear.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Not Yet Live. Now, this is Miss Boebs. The Boebs.
In theory, well, this is one of her modeling photos,
right? Which happened to coincide.
It
coincidentally
happened to show up on Sugar Dad. What was it?
Sugar Daddy's Meat.
Yeah,
which is funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but we don't know for sure if it means she was hoeing out on that.
I was gonna
not that that's a bad thing. It's just that she's a hypocrite.
I was gonna play this.
Dick Dagger's Big Dick Dilemma. Dick Dagger's theme.
I was gonna play that, but I have taste, and so I'm not playing.
And Ron Jeremy's a rapist, apparently.
Hey, porn stars, sex workers, right?
We love them, and we want to protect them, and we want to let them do what they do because it serves a purpose in our society. Unfortunately,
is that up here? The Muckrackers article.
It's not an article. It's a story, and it's on there.
It's in there. Sorry, I was busy looking at Boebs.
Yeah, Boebs boobs. Got that push-up bra going there.
Nice.
That's the irony, is there's nothing wrong with being a sex worker. If in fact that's what she is doing. I think it serves an important purpose. It keeps, I think there would be fewer mass shooters.
Let me introduce you to my friends. That's my best. Ted Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think we would have far fewer troubles if sex workers were allowed to
do this,
work out in the open and be protected and be treated as like.
Hey, look, I'm sure I would go with this.
Like Inara on Firefly.
Okay, so then though, what happens is Ted Cruz.
Okay, so the story is the Muckrakers have gotten some muck from an anonymous source who didn't want to be revealed, of course. That
it's funny.
They knew of that
the Republicans were like, Muckrakers, that's what we do. I break muck.
The Muckrakers are the pack that took down Madison Cawthorn, that fueled that whole.
They didn't take him down. They just said, "Hey, look, here's some information
you want
and that's what happened.
Somebody went to the Muckrakers with some photos and said, "Hey,
here's some information you might want to know about your boy."
Yeah, so
he likes to hump his cousin's face for some reason we don't know, and also apparently the guy is an outstanding. He was trying to be some Rudy Giuliani, apparently.
Wow, that's something to aspire to.
Man, just be as drunk as possible and do what anybody says to do, no matter how.
I guess he figured
ridiculous.
if he's somewhat good looking, he could get away with acting like Rudy Giuliani.
Well, being in a wheelchair, you get all the best access, right?
Oh, you get all the best access. Everyone just kind of lets you off the hook. It's like being an old man.
It's bullshit. Madison Cawthorn is a devastating. Like.
26 years old. He's done a lot of shittery, you know.
A lot of people have done a lot of great things by 26 years old.
He's done a lot of shittery, and then some with some really annoying bro shit sprinkled on top. Unbecoming to a U.S. congressman. Speaking of unbecoming to Congress.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, she's not one of the G units. Members of the G unit. So somebody came to the Muckrakers with some information about Lauren Boebert, and they seem to believe that she was soliciting on this website and that she's had a couple of abortions.
That is the main story. Did she have said abortions? And was one of them Ted Cruz's baby?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Also, look on this escort service, because apparently they're not big fans of using protection. That's the ironic thing.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait a few years and see how many Ted Cruz looking babies pop out.
I'm only an escort the way Jesus likes escorts. Well treated. So what flowed into her account after this little?
How much was it? It was like a
$126,000.
Yeah, from Ted Cruz to Lauren Boebert.
I could be wrong. Could be more like more. But yeah, this is amazing.
You know what? I'm having a flash to Lauren Boebert being on stage saying that if Jesus had had a gun, he wouldn't have been crucified. Basically, she said that.
Okay, what would happen? Well,
I think it was her that said that.
What if we had machine guns back in the fucking Civil War? I don't know. The Union might have just mowed down all of you slave-owning bastards, right?
Yeah, there might not have been any of you left.
Remember, just armed all your slaves, right?
There you go.
Yeah, and then just stepped away and said, "Do whatever you want."
Stepped away and
Django Unchained.
It's like putting the crab together in the bucket. You know, it's like y'all do what you're gonna do. Next thing you know, there's some legs flying up out of there.
So Miss Boebert is introduced to one Ted Cruz, who says you should run for Congress, and she said, "Right."
That's exactly where I was going, but you did it so much more eloquently.
I'm gonna be quick.
Once again, we have no issue. In fact, we encourage people to be sex workers. Take money. Make all the money you want from that.
Dude,
but
some idiot.
Stop being a fucking hypocrite.
Some Selena Gomez having douchebag wants to pay for sex. Fine. Thank God it was Lauren Boebert and not some innocent person doing it.
Not some nice person, you know, not some Stormy Daniels person doing it.
Stormy Daniels is, I bet she's cool.
Oh, I know that's my point.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah.
But there's also the matter of she ditched an accident. I think her own son was in the car and her sister-in-law's face got messed up after the car was careening off the road and Lauren Boebert just did a whatever Dukes of Hazzard move or something and left them to fend for themselves.
Dude, you know how much pride Stormy Daniels had to swallow to bang Trump for money, right? It's like, no, you know why? Because you were just another client. Doesn't matter your dick size, doesn't matter what you think of yourself, doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. Dude, she was paid to do a job and the job was you. And apparently it was worth 140 grand. I wish I could get 140 grand every time I had sex with somebody. Yeah. Seems fair to me.
Jesus Christ. Do you know how rich we'd be?
I'd sell out in a fucking second for that kind of money.
Me too. Me too.
And write a book about it.
Don't tell anybody. but no, actually, do tell your millionaire friends.
Man, well, this is what it is, you know.
Yeah, like this I feel better now.
This is when they start. Like, they took down Madison Cawthorn, and you talk about canceling a motherfucker. Man, he canceled himself. He did all the things and videotaped it. Man, you become a congressperson. I don't think I'd be like, is that a camera? I'd karate kick that shit out of your hand.
I would have security.
No cameras are allowed around me.
I would have security that would
confiscate
everything. The thing is that Madison Cawthorn did all of his shit while he was in Congress. Lauren Boebert did this shit before.
No, and also...
And who was vetting this bitch?
Hey, shockingly enough, her husband suddenly got a consulting job for an oil company that makes $400,000 something a year doing something he knows nothing about, which is basically means he's a yes man because his wife is in Congress. When she started doing these gigs, she was bankrupt. Again, not hating. Maybe the husband wasn't producing. Right? Then she met
Isn't her
Ted
husband
Cruz.
gay? Isn't her husband gay?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of Leslie. No, not Leslie.
I don't know.
Kristi Noem.
I don't know.
North Dakota.
None of those names mean anything to me.
Okay. Well,
until now.
Okay.
We should look into it.
But who is vetting this woman? I mean, the flinging herself from the car thing is pretty bad, but all this other shit.
Oh, there was another. Yeah, no. She was riding or something or doing something, and she hurt her sister-in-law so badly that
Yeah.
she had to be life flighted,
Yeah.
and then paid her off to not say anything.
Exactly. Yep.
It's just like, no, why wouldn't you just like, I'm Lauren Boebert, and we're having fun. Now they're trying to take away our three-wheelers. It's like, three-wheelers have been outlawed since the 80s. That's what I'm saying. Trying to.
At least Madison Cawthorn took one for the team, and when he was in a car accident. Was that bad?
Look, I retract my statement of that. Like, I thought Lauren Boebert would be like the hard get. But then I realized that, yeah, apparently she gets down. And I'm fine with that. But don't try to take away all of their rights just because.
Don't go around slut shaming everyone else because you're ashamed of yourself.
Apparently you're a slut. Apparently. Allegedly. And we will know in further days what this does. I like the Muckrackers single-minded, focused. They don't use rhetoric. They just say, hey, look at this.
You know, I don't even think they intentionally decided who was going to get taken down. I think they just said, look, we got some information here. We don't like this guy. Let's use it.
I think
and then Lauren Boebert, it's like, we got information here. We don't have it on Matt. Well, Matt Gaetz is hanging himself. But it's like the information comes in and they're like, all right, I guess it's Lauren Boebert.
I wonder how many men that she knew that didn't know that she was doing this were like, you want to get laid, girl? Why don't you just call me? I wonder how many were pissed about the, like, wait a minute, you were hoeing yourself and you didn't, like, we've been friends for a while and I wanted to fuck you.
And I got money. I got money.
And I got money. Like, why didn't you call me? Right?
Well, because she knows they speak up. Well,
jilted lovers.
I wonder though if they would have. Well, I mean,
if
it was to their advantage, they would have mouthed off about it.
Don't piss off people with money, is my experience. It's a general rule.
Yeah, the word slut actually. I mean, we've reclaimed it now, and it's a positive thing. But the word slut was actually said under two circumstances. It's said by men about women who either cheat on them or won't fuck them, and it's said by women who are jealous of other women.
If Boebert was a slut, it's respectable. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Hey, this whole room, including the one behind Jay, all sluts, right?
But you know what?
Right? We're all sluts up in here. Yeah.
But if Boebert is a whore, I'm fine with that too. I don't care.
I don't care that
if she sells sex for money, I give zero fucks. But
she's a fucking sanctimonious, hypocritical bitch. That's what I have a problem with.
Therein lies the rub. Pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
I have all the respect. Like, I mean, again, how many dudes are like, why didn't you call me? I would have banged you for 10 grand. And she's like, oh, honey, you couldn't afford me because I'm making $160,000 a year. I'm suck Ted Cruz's dick. And then the other thing is that the main component of it, and we'll clip on this. You can say something.
I just wanted to say that why would she take his money and not somebody else's? Because he's disgusting.
The main component is that Ted Cruz's financial reports for his election and his donations do not match hers. And there is where we talk about Bobes. This is where we're like, this is where you did something illegal. All of this other stuff, we don't care about. But the part where you took people's money that was for something and then you misappropriated it.
And then you don't pay your restaurant. She doesn't pay her restaurant employees either.
Allegedly. That's illegal. And I'm going with that because I'm the J-Dog.
I am your Miss Parker, and we will be back with, you want to talk about Rudy Giuliani?
Oh, Rudy.
Being drunk off his ass. And we can use the great photo.
Is that okay?
All right.
A never-ending punching bag. We'll be back in a moment. This
is Nothing Yet Live.